What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leroy up next on Gang, baby. Back at it again with another video for today for y'all boys and girls. Today's video, we're going to be discussing how to go about having a disagreement with one of your coworkers, right? And this video is going to be very important. And why is it going to be so important, guys? Because we're going to be talking about conflict resolution. Okay, guys, if you don't know anything about success in life, you see, here's one thing about success. Money making is a social activity. Let me tell you one, let me let you guys know on one thing. The lone wolf dies in the winter. The pack survives. Okay, life is all about people. Life is about the people around you. Listen, what's that one Alicia Keys song? You know, all the jewels and things in the world would mean nothing if you had nobody to share it with, right? So at the end of the day, life is all about getting along with people and having people that you can share and enjoy things with, because without that, life itself would not be as valuable or as cherishable, guys. So the ultimate thing that will get you more success in your life is good people skills. And what is good people skills what is good people skills surrounded by? It's surrounded by team building. I don't remember the second one. I'll get back to you guys on that. And then the third one is conflict resolution. And that's probably the most important one, because some of us were born without siblings and some of us do not know how to go and resolve conflict. You don't know how to go about disagreements and resolve them and get past them to where you can still be cool with the person. You guys don't know how to communicate with the person and express your thoughts properly. You don't know how to handle conflict, handle tension, handle pressure when you're in that moment where you're having conflict with another person, whether it's at work, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's wherever. And that's probably one of the most important skills in the world to have, especially in your work life, because one thing about it, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And that is one of the more fastest ways to climb to the top of the ladder, is by having a good social intelligence and social skills, making people like you. Being able to handle conflict and disagreements is going to make you super top notch. And another thing too, guys, so this is a very important topic today that I want to get on, because we're talking about work here. We're talking about your workplace, your career, your job, the place where you make money, right? And that's very important, because when you're working with people, you got to know how to handle people, because if not, that can fuck you up easily. And one thing about it is you always have to be constantly vigilant of problems that may arise, right? Like it says in the book of the 48 Laws of Power, you have to be like the two-headed Roman deity. You have to be looking in the past and in the future. Why both ways? Because in the past, you need to be looking at the mistakes you've made in the past and know not to make them again. And you need to be looking in the future so you can be vigilant and predict future problems that can arise, and plan ahead so you can solve them. That is why you must be looking in both directions, and you must be constantly vigilant. You must be mentally prepared for life and trained. Train your mind to focus and know these things, right? You have to be on your pivot. So with that being said, another thing that I would like to bring up is you also have to be aware of how you handle and talk to people in a certain way, in a certain manner, because you don't want to offend the wrong person. What law is it? I think it's law number 15, not the 48 Laws of Power. Do not offend the wrong person, because offending the wrong person will fuck up your position in your career, and it'll cause you to lose your career. It'll cause you to have people against you, etc. So know who you're talking to. You don't want, if you feel like you want to let your peace of mind, some words off on a person, Know exactly who to do it with and know who not to do it with, and be aware and cognizant of your reputation in the group or the area of where you're at. Okay? These are all very important things to be mindful of. But with that being said, let's get right into the actual topic of how to go about having a disagreement with a coworker. Now, it can vary between a worker that is in power. You see, knowing that this person has power, like if a person has power, even if it's just your coworker, and when I say has power, for example, they are super close with the actual boss. So their opinion actually matters and can affect you if they go tell something to the boss. Being aware of certain shit like that is super important. So it depends on their level of power. But overall, you want to get along with people. At the end of the day, you want to get along with people unless you have a very good reason for doing something. And there's certain ways to go about, crushing your enemies, but you have to be smart about it, and you have to be subtle and play it and plan it correctly. However, for the most part, you want to get along with people, right? And for me personally, I think this is one way to go about it. Now, you can talk to the person and pull them to the side when you have the moment to actually have that conversation alone, and just let them know, like, hey, me personally, I like to avoid disagreements, especially with people that I don't know that well, because they can become very uncomfortable. Now, this person might be working there longer than you, so you want to show them the respect also. Like, hey, you've been working here longer than me, so you probably know more than me. But however, I think it's important to have these conversations, because what you said, I don't disagree. I don't agree with it, or at least I might not understand what you're actually telling me. So if you could explain it a little better, so I can know if I actually agree or disagree with you, and have them demonstrate or maybe explain it to you a little better. And then you can also give your side of the story and what you think, because your ideas or your way of handling or going about things might be better than theirs, because two brains is better than one. And you can see something that they don't see, or they can see something that you don't see, that could probably make the whole procedure better of what you're actually doing or what you're talking about, what the disagreement might be about. So for example, doing it this way is faster, right? You might not agree with that, and they'll tell you to do it this way. So you need to know how to communicate and talk to people when things like that come up. So, and then sometimes doing things their way might just be the best thing, but just letting you guys know, this is how to go about having disagreements with people. And then you talk it out like that, you hash it out. But in the end, you want to make sure that things are good. You don't want to have tension with people. And then if you do want to have tension with people, there's a certain reasoning behind that. And those are for the people that know what they're doing, right? You probably don't know what you're doing, because enemies can be useful, right? You have to learn to use your enemies sometimes over your friends. And yeah, but the thing is, you guys need to know how to have those skills when it comes to success in life, success in your personal life, most importantly, and success in your work life. And success in your personal life should transfer to success in your work life. Knowing how to handle people. Again, guys, team building. Don't remember the second one. Plug it in now. And then the third one is conflict resolution. So, like I said, conflict resolution is the most important one of them all. And that is EQ. That is emotional intelligence. that is different from IQ. IQ, you can be the smartest person, right? But that's not gonna give you more success than the person who is liked more by others, right? Thomas Edison was more successful than Nikola Tesla because he knew people. He knew how to work with people. He knew how to um, get along with people. And Nikola Tesla's product was better than Thomas Edison's. However, Thomas Edison was more successful because he knew people. He knew how to handle people. He knew how to work with people. So that just proves ultimately emotional intelligence and money making is a social skill, and just having that skill to work with people is very important. So I hope this video and this topic served you guys well, and it opened your mind to a few ideas on certain things and aspects of life. You know, life is a game of chess, and it's a game of power. And a lot of people don't actually look at it this way, you know, playing it in a strategic manner and learning to look ahead. And I understand that it's important to be present, obviously, but it's also important to spin many plates and not disregard thinking about the past. Like, some people will think, oh, you know, you shouldn't be thinking about the past because it's not a good thing. It's all about perspective and knowing why you're doing it. There's important reasons to view the past. And not only learn from your own mistakes, but learn from the mistakes of others in the past. Okay, guys, so that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. You know, this was some very insightful stuff and some juicy stuff I just gave you guys. I think it's very important, and I love talking about stuff like this and giving you guys game. So if you like videos like this, make sure you comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what other topics you want me to discuss on. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we post stuff not only about what I was talking about in today's topic, but we also post stuff about fitness. We post stuff about masculine self-improvement. We post a wide array of topics of things, guys, that are very interesting. So, you know, you're probably going to want to tune in. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's go.